My child, my beloved. Do not scroll away. Do not let your mind run back to its distractions. Do not tell yourself, "I'll listen later." There is no later written into this moment. There is only now. Hear me with your spirit, not just with your ears. The answer you've been waiting on for so long is here. The miracle has been delivered. It is not traveling toward you. It is not lost in transit. It has arrived. And your guardian angel is urging you, pleading with you, do not walk away. Stay. Breathe. Receive. You were not brought here by an accident of algorithms or by a wandering mind. You were guided. Pulled. Escorted by unseen hands who have been watching over you since the first breath entered your lungs. You have no idea how many times heaven redirected your path, shifted your choices, nudged your thoughts, just to bring you to this exact moment. My child, my beloved, listen, this is not just another video. This is not just another set of words. This is a spiritual appointment. A divine meeting. A holy interruption. You have been crying out in the dark, haven't you? Whispering prayers that felt like they bounced off the ceiling. Asking silently, God, do you still hear me? Is anyone listening? Is anything really changing? Heaven heard. Heaven listened. Heaven moved. And now I, Michael, servant of the Most High, have been released to tell you what your spirit has been aching to hear. You were never forgotten. You were never forsaken. You were never invisible. Every tear you tried to hide was seen. Every silent scream you swallowed was recorded. Every time you forced a smile while your heart ached inside, heaven watched, and heaven took note. My child, my beloved, there is so much pain behind your eyes that no one has truly understood. You've learned to hold yourself together so well that even those closest to you cannot see the battle you're fighting within. You've become the strong one. The one others lean on. The one others call when they are breaking. And yet when it is you who is breaking, the room grows quiet. The phone stays still. The world keeps moving. And you have wondered, alone in that silence, does anyone know what this is costing me to keep going? I know. Heaven knows. Your guardian angel knows. You have not been walking through this valley by yourself, even when it felt like you were the only one left standing. My child, my beloved, I want you to hear this clearly. The delay was not denial. The silence was not rejection. The waiting was not punishment. You were being prepared. Forged. Refined. You were not in timeout. You were in training. You have prayed for things that required a stronger version of you to hold them. You begged for doors that, if opened too early, would have crushed you under the weight of what was behind them. So heaven, in mercy, not in anger, waited. Not because you were unworthy, but because you were too precious to be thrown into a blessing you were not yet equipped to carry. My child, my beloved, think back. There were relationships you wanted so badly to work, but they fell apart. There were opportunities you chased that slipped right through your fingers. There were places you tried to belong where your spirit could never settle, no matter how hard you tried to fit in. And you blamed yourself. You called yourself not enough. Too much. Too late. Too broken. But listen to me, you were not rejected. You were protected. You were not unchosen. You were preserved. When something is rare, it is not placed on any shelf. It is locked away. Guarded. Watched. When a destiny is heavy with glory, heaven wraps it in layers of seeming disappointment so that the wrong hands cannot touch it, the wrong voices cannot shape it, and the wrong environments cannot poison it. That is what has been happening to you. You thought you were losing. You thought God was passing you by. But in truth, you were being hidden. Hidden until the appointed time. Hidden until this hour. And that hour, my beloved, is now. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not when you feel more perfect or more holy or more deserving. Now. Right here, as you hear these words. Your guardian angel has been standing on watch, waiting for the command to move, the signal that the season had shifted, that the preparation was complete. That command has been given. The miracle has been released. The answer has been signed, sealed, and delivered into the fabric of your life. It is not a possibility anymore. It is a reality in the unseen. Do you feel that tremor in your chest as you listen? That pull, that strange sense that somehow these words were written with your name in mind? That is your spirit recognizing its own message. My child, my beloved, there have been so many nights when you lay awake, staring at the ceiling, trying to replay the story of your life. You asked yourself, where did it all go wrong? Was it this moment? Was it that person? Was it that decision? You've been haunted by what-ifs. You've carried regret like a second skin. You've judged yourself far more harshly than heaven ever has. Listen to me with your whole heart, you did not ruin the plan of God for your life. You are not powerful enough to cancel what was written for you before time began. You have made mistakes, yes. You have chosen wrongly at times. You have trusted those who were not worthy. You have stayed where you should have left, and left where you thought you should have stayed. But none of it, hear me, none of it disqualified you. It shaped you. It taught you. It purified you. It awakened a compassion and wisdom in you that you could not have gained any other way. The very things you thought had disfigured your destiny were, in the hands of God, refining you into something more radiant, more resilient, more real. You have been through fires that could have burned others to ash. And yet here you are, still breathing. Maybe tired. Maybe scarred. But not destroyed. Not consumed. You carry burn marks, yes, but they have turned to gold in the spirit. Your endurance has become your crown. My child, my beloved, the enemy has whispered in your ear over and over. Nothing is changing. Nothing is happening. You are stuck. Everyone else is moving ahead while you are falling behind. But the enemy lied. He always lies. Because while you saw stillness, heaven saw construction. While you saw silence, heaven heard strategy. While you felt abandoned, angels were being deployed around you, shifting environments, dismantling traps, pushing back storms you never even knew were headed your way. There were nights when darkness pressed in so heavily around your mind that you thought you might lose yourself. In those nights, I was there. Sword drawn. Standing guard over your thoughts. Pushing away the voices that tried to convince you that there was no point in continuing. You felt like you were fighting alone. But you were not. You have never, not for a single heartbeat, fought alone. Your guardian angel has wept over your pain. I have warred over your destiny. And the Father has watched every step you took, with a love deeper than words can hold. My child, my beloved, listen closely. This message is not trying to impress you. This message is not trying to entertain you. This message is trying to wake you. Because you have been walking half asleep. You have been surviving, not living. You have been shrinking yourself to fit inside rooms that are far too small for the calling on your life. You have been editing your truth, dimming your light, softening your voice just to be accepted, just to avoid conflict, just to be chosen by those who never truly saw you in the first place. And heaven is saying, enough. Enough pretending you are ordinary. Enough pretending you are powerless. Enough pretending your life is random and your pain was pointless. You are not random. You are not small. You are not here by accident. You are here by design. You carry in your spirit the fulfillment of promises your ancestors didn't get to see. There are prayers you don't remember that were prayed over you before you were even born. There are tears that fell generations ago that now water the soil of your destiny. You are the answer to cries that rose from bloodlines before you. Do you understand how sacred that is? This is why your life has felt so heavy. This is why the warfare against you has been so intense. Because you are not just another person passing through time. You are a turning point. A hinge. A break in the pattern. The enemy saw the mark on your life long ago. He saw the glow around you, even when you were a child. He saw the oil of calling, even when you didn't know your own name yet. That is why the attacks began so early. That is why confusion, rejection, and trauma tried to wrap themselves around your story. But what the enemy meant to use to destroy you, heaven has turned into the very proof of who you are. You are still here. You are still listening. You are still hoping, however faintly, for more. That hope, that tiny ember that refused to go out, is why this moment found you. My child, my beloved, I need you to understand something that will shift the way you see everything. You are closer than you think. Closer than you feel. Closer than your mind can comprehend. The distance between you and your breakthrough is not years anymore. It is inches. It is breaths. It is the decision you are making right now, to believe or to shut down, to open or to turn away. Right now, as you listen, there is movement in realms your eyes cannot see. Assignments are being rearranged. Rooms are being prepared. Names are being spoken. Your name is on the lips of people who do not even know you yet, but who will soon become instrumental in what is coming. Your name is echoing in places you have never stepped, yet your spirit has already gone ahead of you to make a way. Do you think it is a coincidence you have felt such restlessness lately? Do you think it is random that the things that once satisfied you now feel hollow? That the environments that used to feel like home now feel tight and suffocating? That is not depression. That is not you never being content. That is your spirit outgrowing your old season. The walls of your past are too small for your future. And heaven has started to stretch you, pull you, separate you from what cannot go with you. This is why some relationships are fading without explanation. This is why some doors are closing even though you did nothing wrong. This is why certain habits suddenly feel heavy and unbearable. Do not mourn what is leaving. Do not chase what is detaching. Do not cling to what heaven is gently prying from your hands. You prayed for breakthrough. You prayed for elevation. You prayed for a new life. But you cannot step into the new while your arms are wrapped around the old. My child, my beloved, you will not enter your next chapter dragging corpses from the previous one. What is dead will stay buried. What is alive will rise with you. And you, hear me, you are rising. Even if your surroundings look the same. Even if your bank account has not yet caught up. Even if your phone is still silent. In the spirit, your elevation has already begun. Your vibration is shifting. Your presence is changing. The way heaven sees you has never changed, but the way you see yourself is about to. You will look in the mirror and finally recognize the person staring back. Not the version life forced you to become to survive. The real you. The royal you. The radiant you. The you who is not weighed down by guilt and shame. The you who is not apologizing for existing. The you who knows, deep in their bones, that they are loved, chosen, guarded, and sent. My child, my beloved, the miracle that has been delivered to you is not only external. It is internal first. Before the money. Before the opportunity. Before the phone call. Before the apology. The first miracle is this: your heart is waking up. Your faith is stirring. Your hope, though bruised and tired, is standing up again. You thought you needed heaven to change your circumstances. Heaven first needed to change how you saw yourself. Because what good is a door opening if you stand in front of it, too afraid to walk through? What good is a blessing arriving if you feel unworthy of receiving it and push it away? What good is love finding you if you are so convinced that you are hard to love that you sabotage it? This is why I am speaking to you now. Not to give you empty comfort, but to break the lies that have wrapped themselves around your identity. You are not too broken. You are not too late. You are not a burden. You are not a mistake. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are not the one it never works out for. You are chosen. You are guarded. You are marked. You are the one heaven has been preparing quietly, while the world thought nothing special was happening. My child, my beloved, I want you to pay attention in the days ahead. Not with fear. With expectancy. There will be small signs that seem insignificant to others, but your spirit will recognize them. You will hear a name repeated. You will see a number that keeps appearing. You will dream something that feels too vivid to ignore. You will meet someone who feels strangely familiar, as if you've known them longer than your brief encounter. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. They are whispers from heaven saying, yes, it has begun. Yes, this is that moment you heard about. Do not ignore the signs. Do not overthink them. Simply acknowledge them. Say within yourself, I see you, God. I hear you. I receive. Because as you acknowledge, you align. And as you align, you accelerate. The time between prayer and manifestation is shortening in this season of your life. What once took years will now take months. What once took months will now take days. There will be moments that make you stop and ask, how did this happen so fast? Others will ask you the same thing. They will see you and say, wait, when did you change? When did your life shift like this? When did this glow appear on you? You will try to find words, but you will end up pointing back to this encounter. You will remember this message. You will remember the moment your chest tightened, your eyes welled up, your skin tingled, not from fear, but from resonance. And you will say, it started there. That was the moment everything silently turned in my favor. My child, my beloved, there is also someone watching from above. A soul you loved who is no longer on this earth. You have wondered if they see you. You have wondered if they know how much you miss them, how often you think of them even when no one else mentions their name anymore. Hear this, they see you. They know. They have stood near you in your loneliest nights, whispering comfort your ears could not catch but your heart somehow did. They have helped guide small turns in your path that kept you safe when danger was near. They rejoice now, because they see what is being unfolded for you. They rejoice because the pain that once broke you both is being rewritten into purpose. You are not alone, not on earth, not in heaven. There is a cloud of witnesses that surrounds you, cheering for you, interceding for you, celebrating every time you choose to hope instead of harden, to forgive instead of grow bitter, to rise instead of collapse. My child, my beloved, I know how exhausted you are. You're tired of starting again. You're tired of being strong. You're tired of pretending you're okay. You're tired of wondering when it will finally be your turn. You've said with a trembling heart, I'm happy for them, but when, God, when will it be me? Heaven has heard that question. The answer is not vague. The answer is not, someday. The answer is this, you are standing in the doorway of your, when, right now. You have stepped out of the long hallway of delay and into the threshold of fulfillment. The room you're about to enter will not look like the rooms you've been in before. The opportunities will feel different. The people will feel different. The peace will feel unfamiliar because you have lived in survival so long that peace feels strange. Do not sabotage it. Do not push away what finally feels gentle because you're used to chaos. Do not run back to what hurts you just because it is familiar. Your comfort zone has been built out of wounds, not safety. Heaven is building you a new comfort zone. One made of rest. One made of joy. One made of authenticity. One where you do not have to pretend to be smaller than you are. My child, my beloved, I want you to hear this blessing over your heart. You are allowed to receive. You are allowed to be blessed. You are allowed to be chosen. You are allowed to be loved well. You are allowed to be seen without being used. You are allowed to walk in rooms and not apologize for arriving. You are allowed to let the healing in. You have spent so much of your life giving, pouring, sacrificing, cleaning up the emotional messes of others, holding everyone else together. You began to believe that your role on earth was only to be the helper, the healer, the background strength. But heaven did not design you only to be the support to other people's stories. You have a story. You have a calling. You have a destiny that does not exist only in the shadows of others. Those you have helped will be blessed. But now heaven turns to you and says, "It is your turn." Your hands that have given so much will now receive. Not because you've earned it by perfection, but because you have endured with a heart that refused to entirely close. My child, my beloved, the miracle that has been delivered has layers. Some will unfold quickly. Others will reveal themselves slowly over time, like pages of a book being turned at the perfect pace. There will be breakthroughs you can touch, money that arrives just when you need it, doors that open when all others were shut, opportunities that align so beautifully that you know they were orchestrated by more than human hands. There will also be breakthroughs you feel, anxiety lifting, heaviness breaking, a settledness in your spirit, a quiet knowing that somehow, even if you can't see every step ahead, you are guided, held, safe. Do not dismiss the internal miracles as less than the external ones. They are, in truth, the greater. Because a healed heart can handle blessings that would otherwise become burdens. A clear mind can navigate open doors without getting lost. A rooted spirit can stand in abundance without being swallowed by pride or fear. Heaven is not just changing your circumstance. Heaven is changing your capacity. My child, my beloved, I must tell you this with all the authority I carry. The verdict over your life has shifted. Where there was limitation, there is now permission. Where there was blockage, there is now access. Where there was not yet, there is now. What was held back is being released. What was locked is being unlocked. What the enemy thought he had bound, heaven has unbound. You are stepping out of agreement with every lie that said, "This is as good as it gets," and into alignment with the truth that says, "Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man what God has prepared for you." The scales and the spirit have tipped in your favor. Your case has been reviewed in the courts of heaven. Your pain has been weighed. Your endurance has been measured. Your secret battles have been considered. And the decision has been made. Restoration. Elevation. Activation. The years the locusts tried to eat will not be wasted. The seasons you thought were lost will be redeemed. The chapters that ended without closure will be reframed with purpose. You will not only receive what you lost, you will receive what you didn't even know to ask for. Because heaven is not merely fair. Heaven is generous. My child, my beloved, I need you to make a quiet choice right now, not out loud where others can hear, but inside where heaven can see, the choice to believe again. Not blindly. Not foolishly. But bravely. To believe that you are not cursed to repeat the same cycles forever. To believe that joy is not for everyone else but you. To believe that your story is not over. To believe that you are, in fact, worthy of the things you long for, not because you have done everything right, but because love himself has called you worthy. You do not have to know how it will all happen. You do not have to map it out. You do not have to fight, claw, and strive in your own strength the way you used to. You have one task in this sacred moment: stay open. Stay present. Stay here. Do not click away from your own breakthrough emotionally, even if you stay on this page physically. Let the walls you built around your heart crack, just a little. Let hope in, just a little. Let yourself consider, what if this really is for me? What if I really have been guided to hear this? What if heaven has truly delivered something with my name on it? Because that question is the doorway. And heaven is standing in that doorway right now, hand extended. My child, my beloved. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not too late. You are exactly where you need to be for what is about to unfold. You have walked through your night. You have wrestled with your shadows. You have stood in your storms. And now, as dawn begins to paint the horizon of your life, I am here to tell you, the answer you have been waiting on for so long is here. The miracle has been delivered. You will see it. You will feel it. You will live in it. This is not a fantasy. This is not a trick. This is not an empty promise meant to simply soothe you. This is a decree. This is a turning. This is a new chapter being inked as you listen. Do not walk away. Not from this message. Not from yourself. Not from the life that is rising to meet you. Your guardian angel stands beside you, hand on your shoulder, whispering, "Stay. Watch. Trust. Receive. Heaven has done its part. Now let your heart do its part. Open. Say yes. Breathe in this truth: you are loved. You are seen. You are chosen. You are protected. And you, my child, my beloved, you are standing at the threshold of the greatest unfolding you have ever known. The miracle has arrived. Now, step forward and meet it. My child, my beloved, you are still here. You did not walk away. And because you stayed, because you allowed your heart to remain open even just a little, heaven can pour more. So listen again, not casually, not halfway, but with the part of you that knows these words are not random. The miracle has not only been delivered. It has begun to unfold. Even now, as you listen, threads are being pulled together that you once thought had been forever torn apart. You woke up today thinking it was an ordinary day. Heaven knew it was not. Heaven knew it was a line in the sand. A before and an after. A crossing over point. You, my beloved, have stepped over something in the unseen. And though your eyes may not yet perceive it, your spirit already does. That flutter in your chest. That warmth in your body. That quiet feeling that somehow, something is shifting even if you can't name it yet. That is not imagination. That is confirmation. My child, my beloved, I want to take you behind the veil for a moment, into the realms you cannot see with your physical eyes but that your soul has always felt. There is a place in the heavens where records are kept, where destinies are written, where covenants are recorded and prayers are stored like precious incense. In that place, there is a scroll with your name on it. Not just your birth name. Not just the name people call you. The name heaven knows you by. The name tied to who you truly are beneath every wound and label and role. On that scroll is written, every time you chose love when hate would have been easier. Every time you forgave silently when you could have retaliated loudly. Every time you gave when you had very little. Every time you rose again when no one clapped, no one helped, no one even noticed. Every hidden act of kindness. Every quiet yes to goodness. Every broken hallelujah spoken through tears. And beside those records are promises. Not vague ideas. Specific blueprints. Paths assignments. Connections. Alignments. In the seasons when you cried, nothing is happening, heaven was looking at that scroll and saying, we are right on schedule. We are not late. We are precise. My child, my beloved, some of the things written there could not manifest until you reached the level of strength and wisdom you hold now. You had to live through what you lived through. Not because the pain itself was holy, but because what the pain produced in you is compassion, discernment, humility, resilience. These are not small traits, these are royal garments. You are wearing them now, even if you don't fully recognize yourself yet. And now, because you carry these garments, heaven can trust you with more. With doors that do not just bless you, but bless many through you. With opportunities that will not inflate your ego but deepen your gratitude. With relationships that will not distract you but sharpen you. Heaven has been waiting for this you. Not the wounded you. Not the half-asleep you. The awakening you. The remembering you. The you whose eyes are starting to open to the truth, I was never ordinary. I was only convinced that I was. My child, my beloved, the answer you have been waiting for so long is not always a single event. It is a release. A release of clarity. A release of alignment. A release of momentum. You will begin to notice doors you once had to bang on now swing open on their own. You will find that where you once had to chase, invitations now come to you. Emails. Messages. Ideas. Divine hunches. Sudden bursts of inspiration where there used to be nothing but numbness. This is what it looks like when a miracle begins to breathe in the atmosphere of your life. Do not dismiss the small beginnings. Do not say, it's just a little thing, it doesn't matter. Heaven always starts with seeds. You prayed for a forest. The forest arrives in the form of seeds. You asked for transformation. Transformation arrives in the form of nudges, decisions, chances to act differently than before. And every time you honor those small promptings, you water the miracle. You say yes to the blessing that carries your name. My child, my beloved, your guardian angel has watched over you in your darkest hours. There were moments when you stood on the edge of decisions, of breakdowns, of places you thought would swallow you whole. At the last moment, something always interrupted. A distraction. A call. A sudden exhaustion that made you pause. You thought it was random. It was intervention. Your life has been preserved by more than chance. It has been guarded by design. There were darts aimed at you in the spirit, words spoken against you, jealousy, curses, judgments. You did not hear them all, but they were there. Plans made in shadows, hoping to dim your light permanently. I tell you this not to frighten you, but to show you the magnitude of heaven's protection. Because of your assignment, you drew fire. Because of your calling, you drew opposition. But because of God's love, you drew angels. And you were never, for a single moment, left unshielded. My child, my beloved, this is why some connections couldn't stay. You thought you were being abandoned. In truth, you were being extracted. Pulled out of dynamics that would have quietly assassinated your joy and strangled your purpose. Do not mourn the loss of what would have killed your destiny slowly. Not every absence is a wound. Some absences are bandages. Some exits are exorcisms. There were people whose presence you begged to keep. But if their presence had remained, your light would have stayed small. Your voice would have stayed muted. Your spirit would have stayed under ceilings they couldn't even see. So heaven, in mercy, allowed the separation. It hurt, yes. But it also healed what you could not see. Your heart has been bleeding, but also, it has been learning. Learning who it is safe with. Learning what it will no longer tolerate. Learning that loneliness with self-respect is better than company with self-betrayal. These lessons are holy. You paid for them dearly. Now they will pay you back. My child, my beloved, the miracle that has been delivered to you contains justice. Not revenge. Justice. Justice is not others being harmed. Justice is you being restored. Justice is you being healed in the places people thought would always remain broken. Justice is doors opening where you were once told, you are not enough. You are not qualified. You are not what we want. Justice is you rising without having to crush anyone beneath your feet. Heaven's way is different. You do not have to become what hurt you. You do not have to mirror those who mistreated you. You do not have to prove yourself to those who never truly saw you. Your new season is not about convincing doubters. It is about partnering with God. And as you walk in that partnership, those who misjudged you will simply watch as grace covers you like a garment they never expected to see on you. Let them watch. Let them wonder. You do not have to explain. Your life will preach louder than your words. My child, my beloved, there is a fear in you that says, what if I let my heart hope and nothing changes? What if I believe this, and I am disappointed again? What if this is just one more thing that raises my expectation only to break me? I see that fear. Heaven sees that fear. And we understand why it lives in you. You have been disappointed many times. You have trusted words that fell to the ground. You have believed in people who did not believe in themselves enough to stay. You have attached to promises that were never backed by character. So now, when heaven speaks, it is hard for you not to flinch. Not to brace yourself. Not to think, here we go again. But listen, this is not like before. What is being spoken over you now is not the fragile promise of a human heart, it is the steady decree of a faithful God. God is not fickle. God is not inconsistent. God does not promise based on mood and retract based on inconvenience. God is not like those who walked away when it was no longer easy to love you. Heaven does not quit you. Heaven does not tire of you. Heaven does not say, you are too much, or, you expect too much. Your needs are not a burden to God. Your longing is not annoying to God. Your tears are not dramatic to God. You are not too emotional for the one who created emotion. My child, my beloved, your heart is safe in heaven's hands in a way it never was in human hands. And this time, you are not being asked to trust blindly. You are being invited to trust based on a track record. Think back, there were things you thought you would never overcome. But you are still here. There were seasons you thought would break you beyond repair. But you are still able to feel, still able to love, still able to be moved by beauty and truth. That is a miracle. Do not discount it. Look at your own story. Look at the subtle salvations that showed up just when you felt you were at the end. Has heaven not, again and again, made a way? Even if it did not look like the way you wanted? Even if it did not happen in the timing you preferred? The form may differ from your expectations, but the faithfulness has been constant. The same faithfulness that carried you then is carrying you now, only this time, it is not just carrying you out of something. It is carrying you into something. My child, my beloved, you have wondered, what do I do now? If the miracle is here, what is my part in it? Your part is not to manufacture it. Your part is not to chase it. Your part is to prepare room for it. The way you prepare room is simple and yet deeply powerful. You release what never fit you. You release the idea that you are unworthy of good things. You release the identity built around your trauma. You release the belief that you are always the one left behind. You release the story that you are only valuable when you are useful to others. You release the oath you made with survival that says, I will never need anyone. I will do everything alone. Because, my beloved, you were not created to carry everything alone. You have carried far more than you were designed to. Heaven honors your strength, but heaven also invites you into rest. True rest. Not numbness. Not distraction. Not collapse. Rest where your soul is not always bracing for the next hit. Rest where your nervous system is not living in perpetual alarm. Rest where your value is not up for debate every day. This rest is part of your miracle. Do not overlook it. If you enter new spaces with an old, frantic, self-sabotaging heart, you will turn the land of promise into another desert. So heaven is healing your heart even as heaven opens your doors. Both at once. Internal breakthrough. External breakthrough. They walk hand in hand. My child, my beloved, there are gifts inside you that you have barely touched. You have started to think, maybe it's too late to use them. Maybe I missed my chance. You did not. Your gifts are not expired. Your purpose is not cancelled. It has waited. It has rested. It has been maturing in the dark places where you thought nothing was happening. You carry creativity, wisdom, insight, compassion, solutions, beauty. You have an eye that sees what others miss. You have a heart that feels what others ignore. You have a mind that makes connections others overlook. You have a voice that, when you stop censoring it, can break chains in other people simply by telling the truth of what you've survived. Do you not see? Your life is not just about you being rescued. Your life is also about you becoming a lighthouse. Others lost in their own fog will look at you one day and realize, if they made it out of that, then I can too. That is why the battle over your life has been so relentless. Because your breakthrough will not end with you. It will ripple. It will echo. It will break patterns in your bloodline. Addictions that repeated through generations will end with you. Cycles of low self-worth, of settling for less, of silence in the face of abuse, they end with you. You are the one heaven has anointed to say, no more. It stops here. I choose differently now. My child, my beloved, there are things you once dreamed of and then buried. You decided they were unrealistic, naive, foolish. But those dreams were not foolish. They were glimpses of the scroll. Now, some of them need to be revised, not in essence, but in expression. What you saw was real, but the path to it may be different from what you imagined. Be open. Be willing to let God surprise you. What is coming may not look like your plan. It will look like your purpose. Your purpose has always been bigger than any one job, any one relationship, any one place. Your purpose is to carry light, to embody love, to express truth wherever you go. The forms will change. The essence will not. Trust that essence. Trust that when heaven shifts the form, heaven is not taking from you. Heaven is making room for more accurate alignment. My child, my beloved, in the days ahead, there will be tests. Not tests to fail you. Tests to reveal you. Moments where you are given an opportunity to respond from your old self or from your emerging self. Moments where someone treats you the way they used to, and you can choose whether to shrink, people please, explode, or calmly stand in your worth. Moments where an old temptation tries to pull you back into numbness, and you can choose whether to return to that old comfort or sit with the discomfort of growth. Every time you choose from your healed self instead of your wounded self, you anchor the miracle more deeply into your reality. This is not about perfection. This is about direction. Even 3 steps forward and 1 step back is still progress. Heaven does not condemn your stumbles. Heaven celebrates your direction. My child, my beloved, hear this blessing spoken over your future. Your steps are ordered. Your path is illuminated. Your days of wandering without any sense of why you are here are ending. You will wake up with purpose. You will walk with quiet confidence. You will speak with authority that surprises even you. Not arrogance. Not superiority. Not, I am better than you. But, I now know who I am, and I no longer apologize for existing. There is a boldness rising in you that will feel foreign at first because you have been conditioned to be small. You have been trained, by life and by people, to dim your fire. To make others comfortable. To avoid being too much. But heaven did not fashion you with fire so that you could pretend to be cold. You are not too much. You are exactly as much as you were meant to be for the spaces you're actually called to. If you feel like too much, you have simply been in rooms that could not hold you. New rooms are coming. New environments. New circles where your greatness will not be a threat, but a blessing. Where your ideas will not be mocked, but invited. Where your sensitivity will not be dismissed, but honored as discernment. Where your presence will not be taken for granted, but cherished. My child, my beloved, as you step into those spaces, remember, you are not leaving anyone behind in judgment. You are simply moving into alignment. Those who are meant to grow with you will rise as well. Those who are not will stay where they choose. This is not cruelty. This is free will. Release the guilt of outgrowing what once held you. You are not betraying your past by embracing your future. You are fulfilling the very thing your past self cried out for. The child you once were, lonely, confused, scared, prayed for someone to come and rescue them. Now heaven is turning you into that someone. For them. For others. For yourself.